Welcome back to Bold of You to Say. Today's episode is the conclusion to our Storytime series. There will be more Mike stories, more Rob stories, and one of our favorite former co-workers called in and told some of his favorite stories. If this is your first time listening to Bold of You to Say, we usually do long-form discussions on our hottest takes on pop culture. Nick can be found on YouTube as Raccoony the Legend. He does a lot of gaming videos with a focus on Dragon Ball. If that interests you, check him out, link in description. Now on with the show.
And one more about Sawdust Hole with Caden. He went down there fishing. Well, everybody else did other stuff because he was Mike's favorite, apparently.
So I would
Mike and Caden were fishing buddies.
Yeah, they went fishing in the middle of work.
I would like to defend myself on this one a little bit. So, I didn't tell you guys this. No one knows about this. This is the first time I'm going to say it. We were working on the stairs, and as you recall, probably I was having us lay out stairs next to the ones that needed to be replaced.
Yes.
Right.
So, I went to go find Mike because I realized that around 70-something stairs were going to need to be replaced, and we only had 54 or something like that. So I went to go find Mike, and he was supposed to be working on the bridge design. Well, I get down there. Mike is nowhere to be found. So I go across the little creek looking for Mike, and I walk probably a good 5 minutes, and I just come up on Mike, and he's standing in a bush with a fishing pole, fishing, talking to himself. And I didn't hear what he was saying, but
That's a shame.
It didn't sound like anything that I wanted to hear in the first place. So I just kind of turned around and walked out of there.
Dang, my athlete's foot's getting bad. He said something like that. I don't know.
At about noon, noon is when we'd usually take lunch at Seeds. So this was 10 o'clock. So Mike had been fishing from the time, at least 10 o'clock to the time that we took lunch and I went and found him, which I found him at about 12:30 again. We were all getting hungry, so we agreed to take lunch, and I went to go find Mike. I get down there and find him to tell him, hey, we took lunch. And I get down there and say that to him, and he goes, well, I brought a fishing pole for you, and it's in the truck. Why didn't you bring it? And I go, oh, well, I didn't know that was for me. So he told me to go back and find it, and told me that we'd all be taking a long lunch to give me time to fish. Well, I get back at 1:30, so I've been fishing for one and a half to 2 hours, right? And these guys are working hard, destroying stairs and pulling out nails.
That's how I got my namesake, the Benzie Beast.
The Benzie Beast.
I'm the Benzie Priest.
Because
Nick, no one calls you the Benzie Priest besides yourself.
My mom said I can be anything I want, so I became the Benzie Priest.
Well, your mom lied to you.
Yeah, your mom lied to you. So I get back, and these guys, I'm looking for them around the truck, and I just hear, like, sounds you would hear when someone's destroying something, I guess is the best way to explain it. And I get over to this staircase, and I'll never forget, like, asking Mike, hey, I thought we were taking a long lunch, and he goes, no, just you. And then I remember...
That's weird.
Alex and Nick looking up at me, and I'll never forget, like, the looks... You never forget the look on someone's face when they want to kill you. Because that was the look that I got from both of them.
It was completely unfair.
And by the way, later that day, Alex accidentally hit my hand with a sledgehammer. I don't know if
It
he
was
remembers
accidentally,
that.
but it was a happy accident.
It was a happy accident. You know, I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, you know what? I bet that shit was on purpose. And I deserved it, too, because I should have known Mike was going to pull some shit like that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you can take a long lunch. I'm going to cut their lunch 15 minutes short. You know? Because that's basically what he did.
Why were you his favorite, though? What made you
Because he
stand
fished.
out?
He likes to fish and he doesn't make puns.
And I never...
Wow.
I'd always try and agree with him because I don't like arguing with people over stupid shit.
I mean, I
So-
technically knew him before any of you guys did because he was a client of my dad.
Yeah.
But
Well-
he still hated me. You know, he talked behind my back to my dad
Really?
about all of us. Yeah.
About what? What'd he say?
I can't remember exactly, but his wife, I
Well,
forgot her
better
name.
not have said anything about
no,
me.
His
fiance. He used
God,
to
don't you
work.
hate it when people talk about you behind your back?
Yeah, it's the worst.
Well,
Yeah.
it's fine when friends do it, but like when your superior talks to somebody's dad, like it's kind of weird talking about other kids. What you know what I mean? But anyways, his wife used to work with my dad, and Mike would always come to my dad's work to talk to his wife and stuff. And apparently, he talked behind all of our backs about stuff. I don't remember exactly. I just remember my dad telling me that he's talked about Alex, Caden, just everybody in the Benzie crew. Just stuff that I haven't told them because I usually tell my family about everything that happens, good or bad. And most of it was about me, which is not surprising, but
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if I told you guys
I don't
that,
even
though.
know what he would say about me because like I never really
I never
interacted
asked.
with him.
I never asked what it was, but
you know.
Because if Mike told my dad something, and if he told me, and if I told you guys, and he heard, man, he'd be ticked if he was told behind his back. You know, Mike.
Yeah.
So I just didn't ask, but yeah, he did. And then later, his wife got fired for drinking vodka on the job because she was a salesman
Wow.
and she was drunk.
Yeah. So, a funny story about me and Mike. Beginning, the beginning of the year.
You know, we never mentioned how we found out that Mike got fired.
What do you mean?
Because the way that we found out was pretty like.
You mean the apology?
So, well, not that, but like, so we sent the photos to Jennifer of the speedometer and stuff, and we were like, I wonder what's gonna happen. And the next day, we were like, I really hope that Mike didn't find out. I hope that he isn't gonna like be mad at us. And then like the next day, we find out that now we're working with Adam on the same project, but Adam's taking over as team leader for this project.
Amazing
so
leader.
It's like not looking good for him. And we like found out like, yeah, Mike is not working at Seeds anymore.
Yeah,
And that same day he sends out this like apology text
I
that he like copied and pasted and sent to
Should
everyone.
we say that?
I do have the full text.
Should we
actually.
say that?
I've got the whole.
I can't, dude.
I'll
We've
read-
memed this text like so bad. Like Caden and I have shortcuts. Like if I just type in apology, the whole paragraph will pop up and I can send it to people.
I've got a shortcut on my phone that
Same.
I type it in, the whole spiel pops up. So this is that spiel. I'm not sure this is 100% allowed, but I wanted to reach out to you all directly. I have no excuses for my actions earlier this week, only apologies. You have each made me so proud, and I completely failed on my end. For that, I offer only my deepest and sincerest apology. It was an absolute honor to see you all develop in the short time we worked together, and I wish you nothing but the best going forward. You will do great things. Take care.
And,
See, that's nice and all, but like
he sent the same one
that
to everybody.
sounds like so fake.
It does.
It's such a standard apology.
If
And,
you know Mike, then yeah, that sounds fake. Because
That's like a Me Too apology.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a press release.
Yeah.
It was just fun, like that day on the job site when it's like everyone's phone goes off at the same time with a message from Mike.
I think we all kind of knew what it was because me,
Rob,
me, Rob, Alex, and Nick all got this text at the same time, so all of our phones went off at the exact same time. And I think it was Alex that said it first. Mike just texted me. And I said, well, I just got a text too. And so Nick and I pull out our phones, and it's the exact same thing typed out to all of us. You'd think, he'd...
If it was a sincere apology, he'd make it specific.
Sincere, he'd make it specific to each one of us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But no, he went through and copied and pasted this text to each one of us. He didn't even try to say anything like original to any of us. It was just the same basic apology. And I won't forget, we were they had these training things.
I hated those.
And that day was we were learning how to design trails.
Oh, Ashko.
Ride down the hill.
There was
Zoom.
there's a guy worked with us.
I was gonna mention this earlier.
Wait, let me specify this. They are a part of what is called the Goon Squad.
Yeah, we don't
the
talk
Goon
about
Squad.
the Goon Squad.
There's the Benzie Boys and the Goon Squad.
There's like the Benzie Boys,
the Benzie Boys
TC
crew, the
and
Benzie
then
Boys
there's
crew,
the Goon Squad.
Yep.
also known as BBC.
The
but
Goon
keep
Squad
going.
was all graduated from high school, by the way, except for one kid. I'm not gonna say his name, but
yeah, I was gonna say earlier when we were talking about Rob, like we had a kid that would show up high at work every day, and he was still in better like physical
Should we
condition.
not say his name?
So
What would he name?
I'll call him Ryan.
Kind of looks like a Ryan.
Yeah, he does. This year, the nickname wasn't given to him until me and Drew gave him this name this year, but Tweaker Ryan is what we called him. And Tweaker Ryan rode BMX bikes a lot, so we're out designing this trail for
it was at the historic barn park in
yeah,
Travers.
for quote unquote fun. It was not fun.
It was horrible.
I can tell
It was
you
supposed
that.
to be like an entrepreneurial thing,
Yeah.
like to get people interested in trail design.
I don't think anyone liked it.
Like
maybe Tweaker Ryan.
I doubt it.
some people.
I think he was
were
just
into it.
high.
Like the AmeriCorps girl. She was into it, I think.
Yeah. Anywho, the head guy in charge of like showing us trail design asked Tweaker Ryan what he would do if he had a bike and was at the top of this hill. I don't know if you've ever seen like
Well, the point of him asking this was because there was this long stretch of like downhill trail, and then it does a sharp turn to the left.
Yeah.
And he was talking about like how cyclists would be going down that
and
like crashing into pedestrians.
I don't know if any of you have seen or heard of a crow hop in baseball, but basically you take one huge step and then jump up and throw your knee into the air, and it's supposed to give you a little more distance when you throw a baseball. If you've never seen it, I encourage you to look it up to get the like the proper image in your head of how this went. But Tweaker Ryan basically did a giant crow hop down this hill when he was asked how he would ride a bike down this hill. And he does the wind up thing like a coach sending their player around the bases in a clockwise manner with his hand, and just points straight down the hill and basically goes down onto one knee and goes, "I would zoom right down that hill."
Now, you didn't do it justice because
I didn't.
That answer was like to the wrong question. The guy was saying, like, if you're going down this hill and there's going to be a curve, are you going to like veer to the left or veer to the right? Like how would you basically go around this corner? And his answer to that was, I just go zoom right down that hill.
I just going to zoom right down that hill.
Zoom!
With like a borderline Cajun accent too. It's not how he talks, by the way.
No, it's he
Very odd one at that.
he knew he was gonna do the accent, and he did it on purpose, but it's not how he
I
talks.
go zoom right down that hill.
Anyway, back to how like we definitely knew Mike was fired. Jennifer had us all sit around this. I think it was called the bird's nest.
Yeah.
It was like a giant octagon with like logs in it that people can sit on. And we're sitting there, and Jennifer looks at us and goes, "Unfortunately, Mike is no longer with us. He had some stressful things going on at home, and he unfortunately carried them into the workplace, and he was kind of an HR disaster, so we had to let him go. So that's unfortunate this week. That was an unfortunate happening this week. I'm sorry if you really liked Mike, which no one did, so we were all okay with it.
Even his fishing buddy.
I don't know why Mike liked me, to be honest with you.
It was very weird. Like, he had an intimate relationship with him.
Well, when you phrase it like that, it really sounds like even more of an HR nightmare. And I just want to clarify that it was not.
It was
like
not.
that.
It was not intimate. No, I'm not gay. Mike was homophobic, so he might have been gay because that's how it usually goes. Homophobic people are typically
compensating.
Yeah, they're compensating. So it wasn't like that, but there were some other things like being sexist and racist. I think he was racist a couple times.
He was probably racist. He might as well have been racist.
The definitely big one that the straw that broke the camel's back, as Alex put it earlier, was when Mike was doing like 120 down the highway with 3 minors in the car.
Yeah, big no.
That you don't do that, even if you're by yourself in a car, because you lose control, you go off into the trees, you hit someone's house.
Or let's say a deer jumps out into the road. You hit that deer at 120 plus miles an hour.
There's nothing left of that deer. It's vaporized.
And then it will fuck up your car majorly.
You pass someone going down a hill and didn't see an oncoming car with a family in it.
Let me just ask.
You kill that family.
Who passes somebody going down a hill to begin with?
A lot of people, but like...
Because you shouldn't do that.
If...
Yeah, another big no.
Yeah, as a general rule of thumb, don't pass people going down a hill, because... typically when you go down a hill and pass someone, you can get up to 70. The dashed lines, they're there, but I mean, it's still very unsafe to pass someone going down a hill. And there's an area actually by my house where I have to turn left on a hill, and people will fly through there doing 70. And I've almost been hit 3 times now by cars that are too impatient to wait for me to turn. I've been flipped off a few times. Horns have been honked at me. And there's nothing that I can do because semis come down that road all the time, so I have to stop and wait to see if a semi is going to cream me or not.
Yeah.
So don't be impatient, especially like going down a hill, because you never know when someone's going to turn out in front of you, and especially if you're doing 120, there's going to be nothing left of their car. So just stay safe while driving. Don't do 120. Don't do it above 15.
Don't go above
do
the
a
speed
mic.
limit unless you like need to. Like
As a general rule of thumb, cops won't start pulling people. I'm gonna kill you.
Nick just flashed a thumbs
Nick just
up.
flashed his thumb.
So what? What, you guys gotta narrate what I do now?
Yep.
Nick just
For
moved his
the
leg. Oh, he
listeners.
put his leg down. Oh, he crossed his leg.
Anyway, as a general rule of thumb, cops will start pulling people over at 10 miles an hour above the speed limit. So, don't do above 10 miles an hour, I guess, or just don't speed.
Or if you're driving through Frankfurt, drive like 5 below.
Yeah, because pedestrians will walk out in front of you, and
Yeah, I've heard of so throughout most of Frankfurt, it's like 25, because it's like, like a town full of like people. It's tourist town really, and it's 25 through most of it. I've heard of people getting pulled over for going like 30, 35.
yeah, Frankfurt PD definitely cracks down on people for that.
Yeah.
Just because they try and keep their pedestrians safe, which is always a good thing because Frankfurt's an area with a lot of kids. So, I actually just got a text from Drew, and I didn't tell you guys, but he grew a beard this year.
Oh, really?
And he said he's got a nice shtick, and he's got a joint in his mouth.
Well, I guess there is a beard there. That's adorable.
He's got a joint in his mouth there, in case you didn't see it.
Yeah.
He was actually telling me a story earlier this year, about how him and his girlfriend got high, and he for some reason found the word monkey absolutely hilarious. He had a video, his girlfriend had a video of it, apparently, of him just monkey. and then in this video, apparently he just stops for like 5 seconds, looks at his girlfriend and goes, "I just thought of something so fucking amazing. It's so much funnier than monkey." And his girlfriend goes, "What?" And he goes, "Spider monkey." And he just fucking dies of laughter. Honestly, it was like a gem of my day, because we were just sitting in the wood shop doing the same thing for about 5 hours that day. And he just tells me this story about... So, for the rest of the year, whenever someone would do something stupid, we'd just call him a spider monkey and laugh about it. Because, it's pretty great.
I love it.
I'm going to call Drew.
You're going to call him?
I'm going to...
All right, after you call Drew, we'll do one last little story. Then we can close it out, because we've been recording for a while. I think I'll split it up into 2 episodes.
Okay.
Well, while he's trying to get in contact with Drew, I'd just like to say one more thing. At the end of Seeds, we had like a little picnic thing.
That's actually what I was going to bring up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll find
I don't
something else.
I don't know
but,
if we'll talk about the same thing, but...
But anyways, at the picnic, we were given awards by Adam and some other people, but Adam would like name the things of our Benzie crew because we were with him the most. And I don't know what he said about anyone else, but he said I was a hard worker and then gave me the award. I don't know what he said about you, Caden.
Mine was basically like, you were there.
But
He might have called me the Benzie Beast.
and then he mentioned Rob's, and he says he's the analytic guy. He's my analytics guy.
What, didn't he say like logistics? He's my logistics guy.
I thought you said he was my analytics guy. I don't know.
Either way. Woo! Sup? How's it hang, SA?
How's it?
Are you actually wearing your fucking...
Andawoo!
It's the occasion.
What's up,
Bring him
Andawoo?
closer to the mic.
Andawoo. Andawoo.
Andawoo, how's it going?
How's it
What's
going,
up?
Andawoo?
How's it hang, SA?
Oh my god.
I heard you have a
Drinking-
beard
drinking
now.
Gatorade?
Is that Isaac's
Yeah,
piss
I
bottle?
told him you quit.
Yeah, is that Isaac's pee bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, come full circle.
Are you guys doing the podcast right now?
Yeah, we're actually finishing it up.
Yeah, dude, you just interrupted. What's your problem? Why'd you call us?
Well, did you guys tell any fun stories?
Yep. We told all the fun stories.
There are more to come.
Isaac's piss bottle. I told the one about how you said you walked like a retard on the beach.
I'm probably gonna split it up into 2 episodes. One's gonna be all about Mike, and one will be mostly about Isaac.
Yeah. We told mainly Mike's stories today, I feel like.
Oh, there were a lot of Mike stories. We've been going for 2.5 hours.
I didn't work with Mike like ever, so I don't have any Mike stories. Besides the one where like I was supposed to be working with him when he disappeared to Ace for like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Mike. We didn't even mention that, how he would
We
just
didn't.
disappear for hours at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. You just get paid for it.
And like nobody would say anything.
No, like,
And like, Natalie or Adam or someone would be like, is he allowed to just leave?
Yeah, he's the senior team leader. He can do whatever he wants.
yeah.
He's
Like,
a big macho marine.
He's an alpha
Macho
male.
Marine, he'd discuss his workout routine with Adam every morning, and Adam looked like he wanted to kill himself.
I never told you guys. I told Kaden, but after everybody left and it was kind of just me, Adam, and Manny, in like last October, fucking Adam told us that on Sawdust Hole, that like first 2 days, he saw Mike's gun in the black truck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I
So
forgot about that. I remember you
guys were,
telling me
like hauling ass with him in the truck. He was probably packing some heat too.
that.
Well, I hope he never finds this.
I don't care if he does, honestly, because
You just make it
what's
better.
he gonna do? Hunt me down?
Hunt
Well,
me
he
down.
won't hunt you down. He'll hunt Nick down, and
Probably.
I don't want to test my odds.
All I remember like being ever said between Mike and Nick was just shut the fuck up, Nick. Just that's like the main thing about their conversations that I remember. Just shut the
He
fuck
was
up.
so rude to Manny too.
Was he really?
Yeah, he told Manny to shut up so many times.
So yeah, he was racist then. I knew that. I knew it.
I had a feeling that he like low-key was.
Well,
Yeah.
after Drew, were you on the boat with Mike when we went
Yes.
out on the boat? Yeah, didn't Manny said something, or
Yeah, he
someone
said
said
like-
something dumb, and Manny was like, huh, and Mike thought he was like, what was it?
Okay, so the
Oh yeah, I remember that.
captain lady, she was like referring to a Navy crew or something, and she referred to them as seamen. Because
Yeah,
that's what they are.
and he was like,
And
oh,
was
seaman.
like, "Oh, you-" and Manny was like, oh my god, ha ha ha, seaman. And then fucking Mike's like, Manny, shut up, in front of like all these strangers.
I remember that. I was there for that. I remember that.
A little Mexican fella.
A little
That was
Mexican
Ron.
son.
Fuck Ron.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about Ron earlier.
Me and Drew saw Ron yesterday?
Yesterday and the day before.
Yeah.
He kept touching Caden.
Yeah. And
He
Allie.
walked up to Caden and like would like boop his hat. He was like,
Yeah.
and like touching Kaden on the shoulder. It was
Did I-
really uncomfortable.
Did I tell you about what he did to Allie? She looked like
No.
she was gonna punch him, dude. So he was explaining to us like what needed to be done in the parking lot, and he just walks up to Allie and goes, "Come here, you're a part of this too," and just put his arm around her shoulder, just like
Oh, yeah, you
this,
told me.
just right there.
Caden, don't touch me.
I'm like,
Kaden, did you ever notice that he wore the same Michigan State shirt as he did last year?
yes, I noticed that.
Probably never changed his clothes. Maybe you took Isaac's.
He took Isaac's idea of not changing his clothes.
Yeah. I mean, it does save money on detergent.
So, what I wanted to close out the
We were working
podcast
on
with.
that boardwalk yesterday.
Yeah.
Kaden played your YouTube videos, Nick. Your story times, dude. and I
Who
was
did?
laughing so
I did.
hard.
Really?
Yeah.
I forgot about
The little blue animal from Winnie the Pooh. Can you tell me his name, Nick? The little blue animal from Winnie the Pooh.
His name was Rob.
In a hole. I don't remember some things, alright? Hey, you there, stop smirking. Did I say that?
Did you tell the orange house story?
I did.
Go
Yeah,
die.
That was the first one I told.
If you want to sit back down, you can just hold Andrew up to the mic, and the listeners can hear him. So, what I wanted to close out the podcast with was the Seeds picnic, like Nick brought up, and how like they were like, yeah. So if anyone has any like funny stories to tell, you know, that'd be nice. We can like, you know, laugh about stuff. And we like, I think the one that we told specifically was like the one with Ron and like calling Manny a little Mexican fella, and like I was going for a laugh, but what happened was I think it was Jennifer. She was like, we're gonna have to have a talk with the like whatever he worked for, like the park rangers or whatever.
Mm.
Township committee.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna have a talk with them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oops, I didn't realize I'm accidentally reporting a lot of stuff to HR right now.
No, you were reporting it to HR and then to Katie.
You know.
All right.
I'm
This is what
surprised.
we'll close out the
I'm
podcast with. All right,
Dude,
so
if you're gonna
so
say the Roblox thing, I'm gonna
throughout
kill you.
throughout the whole summer, we had an in joke where like over like over like the dumbest things, we'd be like, I'm going to HR, or like I'm telling Katie. Katie was the head of HR, and Nick, I don't think understood that Katie was HR. So like whenever we said I'm telling Katie or I'm telling HR, he heard those as two different concepts. So he'd be like, this one time he was like, I'm telling Katie and then I'm going to HR. We were like, you know that they're the same person, right? He was like, what?
What?
So that was the joke for the rest of the summer. I'm going to Katie and then I'm going to HR, and we'd always say it in the most retarded way we could, just to poke fun at Nick, but not like Mike poking
Well, it
fun
was-
at Nick.
It was because Adam was like talking shit to Nick. And then Nick was like, Adam, I'm going to tell Katie and then I'm going to tell HR. And Adam,
Yeah.
like the most disappointed look.
But do you know what annoyed me out of all that? Alex, Caden, Andrew, and myself, we would all be telling each other jokes and stuff, and then
Rob.
would not say anything for the last 20 minutes, and he'll say something about it, and that would always make me so irritated. I don't know if that would make you guys
Yeah.
irritated.
No.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It made
I
me-
remember
it
one
made me so
specific
mad.
example.
Always brings up the stuff that I totally forgot
Yeah.
about.
I forgot about that at this point. Like,
Nick would like say a joke to me, or Alex would say something really funny, and we'd all be laughing, and
Rob.
would like try and one up whatever one of us said, and it just come out as like the most
Like,
retarded
yeah.
thing.
it was always like 20 minutes later too, like Nick said.
Yeah,
Like,
when like we totally forgot about the original joke.
Like, Andrew, when you brought up, like, the Jeez-Its thing,
Rob.
would, like,
Oh,
would make jokes
yeah.
about that, and that made me so irritated. I don't know why, it just did. But that Jesus thing, I forgot what you said, but it was like a joke.
No, it was me. I said...
Oh, it was you. Oh.
I was like, I really want to rename communion and call it Jesus. And it was just a thing that just popped into my head, and I said it out loud, and for whatever reason, Andrew thought it was the funniest thing that happened ever.
That shit had me on my ass.
And then
Rob.
That was so
oh my
funny.
God. Are you just gonna just say it to do the thing over his name?
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut in a text-to-speech of
Rob.
the computer saying, Rob.
Rob.
But yeah, he would always butt in, and man, that
No, I remember one specific example. Him and Adam were like in some kind of argument. I don't remember what they were talking about, but it's like you think it's done. Like Adam like makes a good point, and it's like it's silent for a minute, and then
Rob
would just bring it up again, and he would just say like some like. It just seemed so petty. He would bring up like a new argument, and it's like, bro, we're over it.
Yeah, we
We're
were
over
talking
it.
about that 5 minutes ago. I don't know if you've been
And
under a rock.
at that
but-
point, we had moved on in the conversation too. Like we were talking about other things, and he'd be like, "Yeah, well."
Wow.
okay.
If a baby cow can survive off of milk,
Yes!
Yeah, we brought that up too.
Well, did you guys actually see that, or did I tell you guys about that? Were you guys there when
we
that
were all
happened?
there.
We were there.
All right, because I was.
We were all eating lunch at that picnic table.
I didn't know if he said that while everybody was there, or if it was just me. Because that was mind-boggling. I just dropped dead right there. I was just like, dude, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. I'm crazy.
I know. I feel like Isaac broke
You
all
go
of us.
brain dead.
Mike asked him if he knew how to tie his shoes.
Yeah, we told that one too. That was you are a grown ass man. I love that speech. I wish I would have like recorded it or something.
I wish we recorded
I know.
some of his stuff, dude.
You know, I know you guys focused a lot on Mike,
Rob
but did you guys ever mention how, like, any conversation you would have with Jennifer, you would say something?
All right.
You'd
Wait,
like,
wait.
So, what do you think we're going to be doing on Monday? And she'd just be like,
Like
well,
just silent.
It's like, so what's the plan for Monday? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
seconds goes by.
This year was.
Oh, person.
No, I was telling Caden yesterday. He told me that you quit. You got an HVAC job. Congratulations, by the way. And I said like the way that you quit, like it should have been like instead of telling anyone, you should have just like not shown up the next day, and just like if Jennifer like emails you or texts you about it, wait a week and then reply like, yeah, I got a new job. Bye.
You know, I was thinking about that.
Me and Drew discussed that on the ramp. I think
Yeah,
just like
Kate
not
was
not
like,
telling
yo, you
anyone.
should just like not say anything.
Just like walk out.
Andrew, you
Well, I
kind of
didn't
wrote.
say anything to Andy the entire day.
I
He texted
know.
me last night. He told me last night that on Monday he's gonna tell a bunch of ridiculous stories about like what happened to me.
I will too, honestly. Dude, this year was so bad that yesterday I showed up to the DDA office and Jennifer was like, hey, so we've got 2 projects next week and one is a camping project and the other was NCT. So I don't know like which one you're gonna be on. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna go camping. And she literally just said okay, and I was okay.
Okay.
That's how bad this year was. Like I literally told her like, yeah, I'm going camping. There's nothing you're gonna do about it. Like that.
Yeah, this definitely wasn't the same without everybody.
No.
I mean, the leaders were kind of chill, but like it was so much more disorganized with like COVID and everything. Nothing got done.
It's
Yeah.
because Nick and I weren't there.
Yeah, I mean, with my help, yikes. But anyways, Andrew, you reminded me some of Jennifer. of last year, which I hated, but like
I think I know what you're gonna bring up.
the direct deposit form.
Yep.
So I think that's ridiculous. I mean, she has a very high status in Seeds, right? I mean, she's above HR, right? Isn't she?
Well, no one's above HR.
Oh, I thought she was.
That's how you get Me Too'd, by saying you're above HR.
Oh, I thought she was.
Under executive director.
Well, like
Just under-
how Seeds is
Like-
organized, they explained it to us. Like, there's not a strict hierarchy. It's like a web of like
I thought
people
she was
that
above
like
human
answer to
resources.
each other.
But anyway, she has a very high status in Seeds, and I've been asking her throughout the whole summer if I could get a direct deposit form, and if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's basically so you don't have to take a check to the bank. It automatically goes into your bank account.
I think
without you
people know
going
what
anywhere.
direct deposit is.
I didn't know if anybody did. All right.
Someone that's younger than 18 might not.
Yeah, Alex. Get wrecked. Well, anyways, I was asking her forever until I get it, and then she gave it to me on my last paycheck. Like, literally. Who does that?
Dude, I remember that. Like,
It was so
you
ridiculous. It
Your
made me
guys'
so mad.
Benzee crew, like, you guys were done like a week or two before everybody else. And I remember it was like the last week, like 2 days before the picnic. And I walked in the shop and like right on the counter next to the timesheets, it said for Nick, and it was the room, and I was like,
And one more thing. Oh, did it?
Drew, you there?
It's probably hidden in a bad area.
what?
Oh, there we go.
were-
You're back. Oh, they're
Lost
calling
and
We'll have to
Lost
close it
in-
out in a few minutes. It's been 3 hours.
Yep.
This might be a 3-parter.
Oh my God.
great.
A whole
But
trilogy.
the
Hello?
trilogy.
Yeah, I lost you.
Yeah, my phone doesn't like FaceTime when I'm on data.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just to add one more thing. I know Alex, you don't know this, and I know Andrew, you don't know this. Kate knows a little bit of it, but I know
I'm
you know a little bit
intrigued.
actually, Andrew. But I was actually trying to get back to Seeds this year, and well, this really annoyed me. I don't really mind saying this because even if Jennifer does listen to the podcast, we've already said so much stuff.
I doubt that she will listen to the podcast.
Yeah, she probably thinks that's too petty for herself. But anyways, she
Well, I just don't think she's like that interested in what any of us have going on.
No.
But anyways, I was trying to get in contact with her. I texted her through my mom's phone number. I texted her through my email because my Sims card doesn't work for some reason to call people. That I emailed her. I did all of that, and she still didn't get in contact with me. So my mom had to do a bunch of things to get in contact with her to get in contact with me. And then when we finally talked for me to go into Seeds, she said that it was my fault that I didn't get contact with her sooner for me to get the job.
Yep, that's Jennifer.
And that made me so mad when she said that.
It's gonna be better if you point it towards the front of the mic.
Like over there.
Yeah,
No,
that's
the other way. Oh, never mind. But
I mean,
yeah,
either way is
that
fine.
happened. And that made me inflamed in the brain. Could have rhymed that.
Dude, she didn't hire Brandon back this year.
Oh, was he trying to come back?
Okay, so I was an assistant team leader. I don't know if you two knew that, but when everything like shut down because of COVID, she contacted me right away because I had already been hired in like February. I was just waiting for like the season to start. So she contacted me in April and was like, "Hey, you know, there's some essential work that we could have you do. Will you come on and do it?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was basically just working with her for a long time. And I asked her, like, "Do you know who else coming back? Like, Brandon and them?" And she's like, "Oh, we're not hiring Brandon back. He
Jeez.
can't handle, like, social distancing stuff." And it was so hard for me not to laugh.
We mentioned the Goon Squad earlier. He was like the head of the Goon Squad.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, he was their leader.
The leader of the Goon Squad.
He was like their Benzie Beast.
He was Toothless Tim.
Oh, my God. Dude, that was honestly something I was nervous about, like, coming back, though, was whether or not he was going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But luckily he didn't.
If he was there, I would have just walked out. To be honest,
Dude, I hated him so much.
I would have found a different job. Like
he made me just so uncomfortable.
See, I don't
like,
think I
you
ever had
guys
to work
never
with him.
worked on the Misaki trail where we had to like build that ORV trail.
No.
Like, he was the only one 18 or older on that trail, and so Natalie gave him a brush cutter with a freaking like blade on it. And holy shit, dude, he almost clipped, like, every single one of us. It was terrifying.
In Baldwin this year, Anya was using a brush cutter. By the way, you know how if it's strapped to you, you can literally reach back and pull it to start it, right?
Right.
Easiest way to do it. Every time it would die, either Isaac or Jack would have to start her weed whacker for her. So anyway, we're in Baldwin. I had just gotten back from Wyoming this year, so this is like a week or two ago. And all I hear is, "Heads up!" And I turn around and there's a tree falling on Allie.
Oh my god.
Allie got so pissed off, she dragged the tree over to the pile that I was at and fucking complained about it to me for about 5 minutes, and I was like, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed too if someone cut down a tree and it almost fell on me. And you know, that just wasn't the best day, because I'd been to a little dive bar to try and order a lunch because I forgot a lunch that day. And the waitress just, like, asked me if I wanted fries with my burger, and I said, no, make this as quick as possible. I gotta go. And she tells me, well, I think you've got...
I kind of have to give you
I kind of have to give you fries. And I wanted to say so bad, like, why the fuck did you ask if I wanted fries if you're gonna have to give me fries, you know? And that just pissed me off. That, like, ruined my entire lunch break, so, you know, that,
Well, going back to your brush cutter story, Caden, do you remember last year when we had to go to Lake Ann to pick up all that locust?
Yeah.
And we were loading it into the dump trailer, and I, like, accidentally chucked, like, a live edge at you, and you, like, sliced your hand open.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. That was that was fun.
I'm gonna take a quick potty break.
Andy, I got a splinter.
I'll be back.
I need to fill out, like, 3 incident reports.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been doing it?
What? I got here at...
He said like 3 hours.
We got here at 6.
Jeez.
So, quite a bit. Quite a while.
Dude, that's a lot of Mike stories.
Yeah, we told a few about...
Rob.
Like, the piss bottle and...
Dude, I totally forgot about that until you played Nick's video.
Shit.
Did I ever tell you about that? That Isaac and we were on that Alberta beach we were just at, and he found a Gatorade bottle filled with somebody's piss, and he carried it with him all the way back to the car and said he was going to take it home with him. Yeah, we were all like, bro, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, it's a memento. I don't know. He's probably going to drink it or something.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Little lemonade with his cheese and crackers.
Nasty.
Alright, I'm back from filling my piss bottle.
Hey, dude, can I have some? With my cheese and crack?
Do you want it as a memento?
Yes. Alright. So, I'm about to explain this. I don't believe Alex or Caden or your Andrew know about this, but it is a little mini story about Rob. About Rob. So, I hated this, but at Seeds, there was a huge farm, and we had to cut the grass multiple times for, like, hours on end. And as we said before, Rob isn't that strong, so he has to do things that don't require a lot of body strength.
I remember this. I think I know what you're talking about.
So, he decided to,
Nick, I was there. Nick, it was you and I. It was you and I trying to get him to weed whack, and he wouldn't.
No, it wasn't
Is that what
weed
you
whacking.
think? I
It
think I
wasn't
was
weed
there,
whacking.
too.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't weed whacking. It wasn't there. It was with Matt and I, and we were trying to get him to use a lawnmower. And he was on the far left side of the farm, and we were over by where we were building the shed. And we were asking him to use a lawnmower, and we asked him if he knew how to use it, and he said kinda. So we just let him do whatever he wanted to do. And a little bit later, after he did it, he came back and said he didn't know what to do. So he went over to Matt, and then Matt started to talk to me about it, and then I went over to help him. And I told him everything he needed to do, and then I went back over to help Matt out, and then he came back over again and said he didn't know what he was doing wrong. So I went back over there, and he didn't...
Rob, you gotta start it.
Well, yeah, he didn't know that there was a pull start, even though I showed him it.
He didn't even pull the rip cord?
No, he didn't. So I pulled it for him,
Where's the on
and
button?
I couldn't start it because, you got to prime it and stuff. But, I practically showed him it. And then he said he wasn't able to pull it. So I had to pull it for him.
Cheese and crackers diet,
And
I
then-
wouldn't expect him to.
And then after I
But
did
baby
that for him,
cows.
I went
Oh yeah, baby cows.
I went back over to Matt, and we started talking. And he came back over to me, and he said he couldn't push it. Well, he couldn't pull the clutch while he was moving it. He didn't know that was a thing on it. So he had no idea how to do it. And he didn't know how to fill the gas in it either, so I had to do that for him as well.
Filling the gas tank, that's the most simple
He
part.
didn't know where to put it in. He didn't know where to put the gas
We're
in.
lucky he didn't put it in the oil.
Dude,
We're
like,
lucky he
That
didn't
would've
burn
been
the
such a
farm
well,
good
it's
down.
mixed. It's mixed.
That would have been... No.
No,
That
lawnmower's
that
not mixed.
lawnmower, the push mower, is straight gas.
Yeah.
Oh, alright. I was thinking of
It's
something
a
else then.
4-stroke.
All the weed whackers, though, are mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dude, that would have been
That is
freaking sick if you did that, though.
that is ridiculous.
Wouldn't have had
Let
to
me pour
mow
this
for the rest
gas
of the
in
year.
the oil spot. Real quick.
The Seeds would have spent the rest of the summer collecting funds for a new push mower.
Oh my god, wait. You guys don't know about this. Caden, you don't even know about this because you haven't started yet. So this year, at like the beginning, like when it was just all the leaders, we were doing like a deep clean of the shop, right? And I was fixing all the weed whackers, like all the smaller engines, because I was like the only one there that could. It was like me and Natalie and Gabby. And Natalie and Gabby were cleaning out the fridge. And there was like mold and shit in the fridge.
Ugh.
And they were like, hey Jennifer, like this fridge is like, fuck to hell. Like it's not safe to put any food in it. And she was like, yeah, we can't really get a new one. I don't see what's wrong with it. It would take too long to fundraise for a new fridge. I was like, dude, just go to like frickin' Bill's frickin' junkyard and rip one out.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
She
I know
is
there
like
were-
the most cheapest person ever.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I know it's a non-profit and all, but when it comes to like us being able to have a cold lunch, I feel
Right.
like there's some steps that need to be taken.
I mean, if you want a new fridge, you could probably just grab one out of one of the Goon Squad's yards.
That's right. Honestly, we could go to Toothless Tim's house and,
Tim.
grab one.
Hey, Caden,
Yeah.
I will Apple Cash you $20 right now if you text Jennifer and tell her you quit.
Oh my god. No, I told Allie I'd stick around. I'm gonna stick to it. I will on the 16th.
What was I don't know what to. Well, you know what? I don't even care. You can think of some name to put over it, but Hannah, the one that always wore a mask. You know her.
She wore. Keep in mind, this was pre-pandemic.
This was
was a year ago.
pre-pandemic. I don't give a crap. I want this chick to hear what I have to say. I don't know if you guys remember her, but she was like the most annoying person ever. She was like one of those people that if they watched one YouTube video, no matter what the circumstances were, she knew exactly what she was talking about. She read one article, she knew everything about it.
Drew has a good story about her, the music one.
And we were...
Oh my god.
Do you know in the wood
Do you
shop...
want me to tell that?
Yeah, after Nick's done.
Do you know in the wood shop how we had those, oh my gosh. Those storage, like, whatever they were in the corners that we put all the screws and stuff on, assorted. You know what I'm talking about? All the tools.
The shelves?
The shelves. The shelves. The shelves. The shelves. Yes, you're right, Andrew. You guys can't think of them either. Be quiet. Well, anyways, she had like gloves on. She had her sweater over her glove with a rubber band over each one, like she was trying to cover her skin. She had a mask on. I don't know if she had anything around her hair. I don't remember. But
She probably had a hairnet.
but she was working with the tools, and I'm like, why do you have gloves on and stuff? And she's like, the tools can give you cancer because they're made out of cancerous materials or cancerous chemicals all over them. And
I think she thought that like some of the handles were like lead based or something.
and then
Well,
she was like, don't get near me, you have germs.
Well, on
And
like a lot of stuff, like for example, the band room at Benzie Central we got a bunch of new chairs, and I don't know when this started, but there's a label that you find on a lot of things that says this contains...
Is known to the state of California.
Yeah, it's known to the state of California to contain cancer-causing materials.
Dude,
And-
that literally says it on like everything that's made with metal.
but she was talking about
The
like
idea-
hammers and stuff.
The idea of that is like if you eat a piece of this, like you'll get cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So like don't ingest.
Yeah, if you
this.
ingest it,
Don't ingest this
if
hammer.
you like put it in your mouth.
And she had like the grossiest pale skin I could. She had the chin of like American Dad, and she was like, she'd always open her mouth like 10 feet wide and talk like, "Hey, it was so weird."
Dude, she had an underbite.
Dude,
Yeah.
We're gonna get a call from Katie and HR after this podcast
Yeah,
takes off.
we are.
dude, I hated that.
Dude,
word.
Jennifer's gonna fundraise for like 6 years to like get a SWAT team to come to your guys' house.
Not only Hannah, I hated Anna or whatever the way around. How she would leave and say that she did more than, you know what I'm talking about. She wrote like that she worked more on her timesheet to get a little bit of extra money out of it. Like if
Yeah,
she worked,
would like add on like an hour.
like if she worked to 3, she'll put it to like 5.
Yeah, Drew has a good story about Hannah. I didn't learn about this until yesterday. But go ahead, Drew.
Wait, is Hannah the one
All right,
that was rude?
so
She was like the pale.
again, you guys weren't there for this because this was on the Misaki Trail, but it was me, Elliot, Manny, and Hannah and Adam riding in the truck. Adam and Hannah were in the front seat. Elliot, Manny, and I were in the back. And, you know, like us three, we weren't really talking. It was mostly Adam and Hannah. And Adam was like, hey, what music do you guys want to listen to? Because we always listen to music in the truck because it was like an hour and a half from site to the shop. And he asked Hannah what she likes to listen to. And she's like, you know, I don't really know because I sort of just started listening to music like probably 2 months ago. And we were like, what? And just to give you context, that she had told me in the beginning of the year that she was like a junior in college or something. So she's at least 21. And apparently went 21 years without ever listening to music. And she was like, yeah, I found like an old record player and some records, and you know, I never really had heard music before, and I just like have started dancing and stuff, and we're all looking at each other like, oh my god, like who are we working with?
So she had only started listening to music, what you said, 2 months prior?
Yeah.
Is that when they pulled her out of the wolf den she was living in her whole life?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
She said that she lived like right by NMC too, to Adam. Because he
So,
was
like,
like, is your house on the way back? Like the same day, he was like, is your house on the way back to the shop? I can just drop you off there. And she was like, no, I live by NMC, like right behind us, so it's not on the way. And I was like, you've lived in TC your whole life.
You'd
You've
think she'd
never
hear
listened to
music, like in
music? Like,
passing.
Do you not go to like Cherry Fest? What the hell?
Yeah.
Even like elevator music.
Right?
I just started listening to music. Like, the fuck you just said?
I completely forgot about this until you brought something up similar to it, Andrew. I guarantee you guys have as well. Remember our first job? We were laying down mulch about that stadium?
Yeah.
When we were going into the tents, and was it Hannah that was there with us?
Yeah, and the power went to her head.
Oh my
Mike put her in charge.
Mike put her in charge. Andrew, I can't tell you how irritated I was at her. Mike told me to fill up the tents full of mulch. So he told me to lay down a bunch of piles in front of the tent so I could put the piles into the tents. So I could fill them up. And she was telling me what to do, and I was telling her that I was told other things, and she's like, I'm your superior, you do what I say.
Oh my god, dude, I heard about that.
She's
And
like
she
the
was
Stanford
being-
prison
Natalie,
experiment.
And Natalie was like, yeah, like, she can't do that. Like, somebody has to tell her that that's not okay.
She is so horrific when if she became a team leader, I guarantee you Seeds would, like, crumble.
Yeah. No, I
Well,
think that...
Seeds is already crumbling.
Well, yeah, yeah.
It's already crumbling.
No, Seeds crumbled a long time ago. We're the last crumbs, Drew.
Wait,
Andrew.
Andrew.
Where they went wrong was being a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Andrew, I don't know if this was you, but Kane told me about flooding in a basement and nobody could find out why. And apparently you were looking through a chimney or something.
Yeah. Do you remember that, Drew? Beginning of this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find that stupid that nobody's found out how Seeds was
Yeah, there was
flooding.
literally a giant fucking opening called a chimney that's supposed to let things out of a building, and when it rains, rain tends to like go downward, so it was going into the chimney and flooding the basement. And was it
What about this
Yeah.
ginormous shaft coming out of the building?
Yeah. They spent like a good 2 months trying to figure out why the basement
Yeah,
kept
they installed
flooding.
the sump pump and everything.
Yeah,
They're like, well, I guess there's nothing we can do, so we might as well just put a sump pump in.
wasn't it like a $1,000 system that they installed just to keep the basement from flooding? When all they had to do was like close off the chimney.
Just fucking take some spray insulation
Yeah.
and seal the hole.
Yeah.
I would have done it.
That just proves Seeds how smart they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, we have a giant fucking chimney that's been here since the 1950s. I wonder if that's what's letting all of this water into the basement.
No. It doesn't let water in. It lets smoke out. Kid.
Yeah. That's
Cade.
how Seeds thinks. So.
Did you guys tell any Martin stories?
I forgot about Martin.
Oh my god.
I never
Well,
worked
here's
with
a
Marty.
good one for you.
Do you guys
Do you guys remember how we were like checking all of the all the tools and stuff, like when we did that huge repair tag day where we put repair tags on a bunch of stuff? Were you guys
I
there
remember
for that?
I was there for that.
I wasn't there for that, no.
Yeah, I think you were in Wyoming.
Yeah.
But anyway, Martin basically put like repair tag on like literally everything. And towards the, like, I don't know, I think it was a week or two after the closing picnic or whatever, because it was just me, Manny, and Adam working part-time for like a month. I was like, you know what, Manny, we don't really have much to do. Let's just try and work on these motors. And there was a water pump that has like a 4-stroke engine, and it, you know, it like sucks in water from wherever you're trying to get water out of, and then has another hose leading out of it. And Martin had written on the tag, he put broken spark plug well stripped or something. And so I took, you know, a basic 3/8 socket wrench, put it on there, gave her a nice half turn. The spark plug went right in, pulled the ripcord 3 times, and it started right up.
There's Martin for you. You know, he was too busy drinking on the job, which by the way is what he got fired for. And he also sent out some very, very angry emails, minus one person named Matt. Mentioned Matt a few times today. Great guy. And he basically just asked Matt to go fishing with him in the email.
Like
that he
7
sent.
or 10 times in the same email.
Why aren't we fishing? We need to go fishing.
Matt read the email word to word for me, and it was basically just like different variations of, do you want to go fishing?
I love Martin. I love Martin so much.
Another thing, yet again, Andrew, you reminded me of one of the times that Mike hated me, which I thought this was just complete blasphemy, and this was just, I thought it was a joke at first, but it turned out it wasn't. So when we were doing the tags, I've never filled out one before. So Mike asked me if I needed help filling out one, and I said, yeah, I've never done it before. So he started teaching me how to fill it out. He's like, you do this here, you do this here, you do this there. And he's like, you got it? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you know how to put it on? And I'm like, I'm not sure, but I'll ask anyways. So I asked him. And he told me to put it on. And he's like, well, if you paid attention, you'd know how to put it on. Do you guys remember him saying that when he was there? I don't know if you guys remember that at all.
I vaguely remember that. But
I remember him saying that a lot.
Yeah,
if you were paying
like
attention...
He'd always make things about how, oh my god, my internet's garbage. I can never play my RPGs on my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
He'd say that?
Yeah,
Yes.
Mike played Xbox, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he complained about his internet. Have you seen Caden's internet? Or mine? I don't know what your
What'd you
internet
say,
is.
Drew?
1v1 him in Call of Duty.
1v1 him in COD. Good
Bruh.
idea. Let's go,
He
Mike.
probably is the most redneck character.
He's like the country boy from
The
the Country Boy song.
He doesn't even have, like, guns that are in COD. They're just all deer hunting rifles and...
Apparently he has like a 45 Magnum pistol, though.
Damn.
Cool.
Yeah. That he apparently had with him at work. So, Jennifer, if you're listening to this, you should definitely
He
consider...
brought his handgun to
Be
work?
very more considerate when you hire people.
Yeah,
Jennifer,
let's...
can you fire Mike again?
Please.
Can you fire him twice?
Yeah. I don't know what a 45 caliber would be used for. Maybe like shooting an intruder in your neighbor's house.
That seems kind of weird.
Through their
using a
fridge.
revolver, though.
Through
if
their
it's
fridge that
perfectly
they
in-
raised money for over a 6-month period.
Yeah.
If
They
it's perfectly in the
fundraised
back
for
of
their
a
fridge.
truck.
Oh my god.
Well, here, I will give you guys my ultimate Jennifer story.
All right.
Very first day on the job, we all met at the shop. It was like the introduction. Nobody knew anybody. My second time seeing Jennifer in person ever.
Mm-hmm.
And she was explaining how the whole job worked, but the one thing she forgot to mention was how we were going to get to sites that weren't at the shop.
I remember
So
this.
I said,
Remember
if we do a project in Manistee, how am I supposed to get there? Do I just like come here and carpool? And she was like, oh, well, I mean, you could get a Benzie bus pass. And I was like, a fucking Benzie bus? So I'm going to go to Benzie to get on a bus to take me to Manistee when I could just carpool from the shop. I gave up, on trying to talk to her on the very first day of working with her.
For those of you that don't know, Traverse City, Drew,
It's 30 minutes from Benzie.
Yeah, and
Manistee is
And
like 40.
Manistee's another 45 minutes.
And Drew was about 10 minutes from the shop.
5.
5 minutes from the shop, so not even 10 minutes. And she told him to drive half an hour just so he could get on a bus to make it to Manistee.
She basically told him to go fuck himself.
Basically.
I could probably bike to the shop from my house in 15 minutes.
And another thing I'd like
Okay,
to
Marty.
add about Jennifer that is dumb is the gas passes that she gets.
Yeah, I
I
was
heard
gonna
it's worse
mention
this
that.
year than last year.
Yeah, it is.
That I heard that you get paid after 30 minutes, and I think that's pretty ridiculous for just seeds in general.
The only form of reimbursement I got last year for gas was a $25 Meyer gas card.
Yeah, that's what we all got.
You guys all got a $25 gas card?
Yeah.
I didn't get anything.
This year I haven't got I haven't got anything this year.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Yeah,
Well,
you
that's
guys
'cause
are
they're
getting
doing-
paid. I know the
That's because
mileage
they're doing
reimbursement
mileage
forms,
reimbursement,
but
which I never even filled out one. So
me neither. I mean,
I don't even care.
no, but for Weldon, I got paid for my lunch because
Yeah.
I ate my lunch in my car, so like I was getting reimbursed for gas while eating my lunch. So
Well, let me explain something to Nick and Alex about seeds and COVID. So basically, I'm not sure what your guys' opinions are on everything that's happening. Like,
I'm
but
very much
basically,
against it.
I had been working around the same 4 people for about 2 months before, like, Caden and all the members came on. So, if I was going to get sick from one of them, it probably would have already happened.
And it probably would have been the Goon Squad.
Yeah. And we wanted to carpool, and we asked her, why can't we carpool? And she's like, well, due to COVID, we really can't. And she said, there's the mileage reimbursement. So I went and looked at the mileage reimbursement form just to dick around, just to look. So I typed in, 5 miles or whatever. And then it, like, automatically puts in the multiplier. And the multiplier is 57 cents for every mile. And on certain projects, I was driving 40 miles or more to site. So if they can't fundraise for a freaking fridge, but they're going to pay me, like, over $100 extra on every paycheck just for driving, like, what are you guys doing? Like,
yeah, I feel like you should.
I told it to my girlfriend, and she was like, that's not a good business model. And I was like, they're not a business. They're just a shit show.
They're not.
It's literally how it is.
Drew, Allie, and I were talking the other day, and she had the audacity to call Seeds an organization, and I said, Seeds is not an organization. If anything, it's a disorganization, if at all, like anything.
Well, they're a non-profit, not in the sense that they don't take any money for revenue. It's just that they're not profitable because they can't make money.
Yeah, they try to make money.
It's like how Ron Swanson sees the government.
Just move. Just sow your home.
No, that's Ben Shapiro.
I know.
Like,
I just remembered that, though.
Oh, yeah.
The second I, got to that dude's house, like the HVAC guy for the interview, and the second he said, when can I instantly said Monday, and it was like my soul left my body. Like, I was just so excited. I was like, oh my God, I have to deal with any of this bullshit. Because guess what the guy said? He said, you'll be meeting every morning, and then you'll be carpooling to the sites. And I was like, wow, a real business.
A real business.
An actual business.
What is this luxury that I have found?
Carpooling? I haven't heard of that in years.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, I got a question for you.
What?
So, do you remember in Seeds how we'd go for training and stuff every now and then,
Yeah.
Remember that one time where they gave us stars and stuff for depression?
No, I skipped that one.
Oh.
I was there.
Do you not remember,
'cause-
Nick, that I told Jennifer I had to go babysit my sister, even though I never had to?
I can't go. I'm depressed.
Because I was going to ask you, because when I ripped the star into a bunch of pieces, why didn't you buy a piece from me?
Nick,
Oh, yeah, okay. I was there for that, I think.
yeah, Nick ripped a foam
I remember
star
that.
into about 20 different pieces and tried to sell them to the other crew members who also
For
received
$20.
a full star for $20. And the sad thing is, Nick's business could have been more profitable than Seeds if he would have made any sort of money off of that.
Dude, he could have bought a fridge with him.
He could have
I could have bought a fridge.
could have got a fridge. Wouldn't have had to fundraise for 6 months. He could have just sold the Depression foam star and bought a fridge with the
Do
money.
you guys still have those stars?
No.
I know.
Dude, there's like 20 in the shop that I found when I was cleaning.
Are there really? Where are they at?
Neil, so I might have thrown them away. But
Aw.
you know where
You could've
like
sold
the
those for a
timesheets went
fridge.
last year,
Yeah.
and there's like that weird like sliding cap.
Mm-hmm. Hello? You there?
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay,
So they're like underneath that weird sliding thing, like below the top where the timesheets were last year.
oh, okay. I'll grab some for us, boys.
Yeah.
Depression stars.
I'll sell one for you for $20 after you give it to me.
I'm gonna go bury some in the desert so someone finds it and thinks it's gold. You'd have to be kind of retarded to think that's gold, but I mean, if
Rob.
it's out there, you never know.
Might be able to buy a fridge with it.
You might
Rob,
keep
That's
it as
a
a
memento.
memento.
Yeah, keep it as a memento.
memento.
All right. I gotta go.
All right, yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
I'm gonna tell one more Rob story. So we on soft pull on the stairs, right?
Uh-huh.
And for this, I don't know if like you three had already mentioned how that project went, but basically we had to remove these stairs to put in new stairs. And by removing stairs, I mean sledgehammering the shit out of them until they were nothing but wood chips.
Benzie Beast.
I was trying to use like a crowbar or something to get mine out, and it just wasn't working. I needed like a hammer or a sledgehammer to like get it to hit it underneath, so I had leverage. And Alex was using his, and I look over at Rob, and Rob's just kind of like sliding it, like the head of it, sliding it on the stair. And I was like, "Hey, buddy, can I like borrow that real quick? Like, I just need to, you know, hit this 4 times, and then I'll give it back." And then he was like, "No, I'm using it. I almost got this stair done." And the only damage he had really done to it was one corner. And I know he didn't break it off with the hammer because I saw him on it. So I said, "Are you sure you're not using it? Like you're using it?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said,
You're cutting out, like pretty
Well,
bad.
That kind of reminds me
"All right,
of
what did you hear?"
Tweaker Ryan
Um,
with the crowbar.
hang on a sec.
When you had the hammer, it was like sideways.
Where he was sitting on it.
Oh, so it broke off because he was standing on it, not because of the hammer. So I said, "Are you sure you're using this?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Show me." And then he just continued to like gently rub it against the stair. And I just like, I was holding a crowbar in my hand.
Did you hit him with it?
And he was like in the perfect position. It would have been like hitting a baseball off of a tee.
Why didn't you record it?
But like, oh my God. Nick,
What?
I need that video of him shoveling.
Oh.
Am I the only one with the full video?
I think
Yes,
so.
Nick.
I actually have 2 videos of
Nick,
him.
send it to Caden, and then Caden send it to me. I need it.
Yeah.
I really gotta go though.
All right.
It's been great.
We're wrapping it up. It's been about 4 hours,
right.
so
Is it called It's Bold to Say?
Bold of you to say.
bold of you to say, yeah.
When do you think it'll be out?
I'm planning on Friday.
Okay. Well, I'll keep my ears peeled.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Well, hey, I'll talk to you like later this week probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me know. I want like sort of daily updates on the shit show.
Oh,
Wait, hold
I
on.
will.
Drew.
I
I'm-
want to hear what stories Andy tells about me.
Okay. Remember, I'm leaving the 16th though, so.
Oh yeah.
Drew, I
that's
gotta
right.
tell you something.
What?
So, I'm moving to Ann Arbor, in a couple weeks.
He knows.
Oh, he knows?
I told you that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I just wanted to tell you.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Have fun in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, it'll be a lot nicer than this shit show town.
And then Benzie.
Yeah.
Benzie.
All right. Well, it's been real. Thanks for bringing back all the nightmares.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to you later, Drew.
Alright, see you guys.
See ya.
Um,
Yeah, I told him about that because he, like, said that he's not gonna go on the podcast, and, so I didn't think he was gonna, like, talk to you before you left, so that's just why I told him that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention one more thing, because I'm guessing this is probably going to be the end of the podcast. But just one last thing about Rob is that when we were working on the
This is
stairs...
like the 10th one last thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
one last
we
thing.
keep remembering things that we don't remember last, and it's
There's
just
always,
hilarious.
like, tomorrow? Oh, wait. No, I'll be busy tomorrow. Monday, I guess.
Wait,
I'm
what's happening
recording
Monday?
another episode of this podcast Monday. Not sure what else I'm doing. I might be free, like, later in the day.
Okay.
But to finish the podcast off, we were working down back in Sawdust Hole, Manistee, and we were ripping out some stairs and stuff down there because they were being rotted out. So at the very top of the stairs, we were trying to get we made some trenches in the ground to put some oh my god, what are they called? Sills? Put them in there. Sills in there so they would make the stairs stable. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I actually have a video of this on my phone of
That's a different thing, then.
of me recording this, but or no, maybe it was Caden. But anyways, Rob was trying to clear off the dirt off of them so we can lay more wood on top of it. Because, you know, if you put dirt on it and you put a piece of wood on it, it's not completely flat. So we got to get the dirt off of it and then lay them on top of each other. Well, we asked Rob to do the job to do that, and I actually recorded of him doing this, and the way he did it was just blissful.
If I can interrupt your story here, actually Nick and Alex weren't there that day. I think you guys were with Natalie on a different project. It was just me, Adam, Manny, and Isaac, and Drew down there that day, and we were putting in a platform. It was fairly difficult to put in because we had to build over a tree stump, or a tree root, and it was about 3 foot thick, so it was not going to come out of there, so we had to find a way to build over it. So we did that, and there was like a dirty part of it, and we needed it clear so we could like set the next piece of wood on top of it. So Adam asked
Rob
to clear off this piece of wood. So
Rob
picks up a small piece of bark that he found on the ground,
Yeah.
and started using it as a small broom. The only
I
problem...
swear I was there for that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I remember that too.
I had a
swear I was
video
there.
of it. I had a video of him, like, brushing this,
You had a video?
Yeah, my phone broke, remember? So, the only problem with this piece of bark was as he was rubbing it on this piece of wood, it was falling apart. So soon enough, it was down to nothing, and
Rob
I just ended up using his hand. But he wasn't, like, doing it quickly. He was doing it, like, slowly. So he was just, like, brushing it off at, like, a snail's pace. And, like, I don't know the best way to explain
So
it.
delicate.
Like, delicately, yeah. But yeah, that's what I've got to say about that one is, like, he tried to use that piece of bark to clear it off, and it just fell apart in his hand.
It was.
So-
No, I was
it's
gonna-
just very awkward in like it's one of those things where like if you have somebody working like that on your job and if somebody sees you like that, it's embarrassing for you as well. Like it's just embarrassing to have someone like that on your team. That someone can't tie their shoes, someone that can't use a shovel, someone that can't even sweep up dirt when it's a like physically exhausting job and they're not qualified for it.
Yeah, luckily we didn't work in a whole lot of highly populated areas last year. I guarantee if we did, though, It
Would have been bad.
it would have been bad. It would not have made Seeds look good. Not that Seeds looks good in the first place. As we said,
It's a crapshoot.
feel like the company is kind of falling apart right now with as far as like crew leaders and stuff go, it's just not going very well for them. And no one really liked the job this year. Me and Drew went back because we both thought it would be fun. And I did meet a couple of new friends, and, I'm thankful for that. But other than that, it's been an absolute shit show of a year this year. Like, even more than last year. I'd like to tell a few stories next time, but we're actually running out of time. We've been here for 4 hours, so...
Yeah.
Maybe on the next episode we'll... cover that. But
Yeah, I'll have to have you guys on again.
How about something maybe about how our personal stories, not something that's happened at Seeds. How about something like that? So, because it's cooler if we talk about stuff that you haven't heard or Caden hasn't heard. Because if I heard something about Seeds that I haven't heard yet, I get so hyped. Like, you guys know that feeling? You get like, man, I need to know this.
Yeah, this one, this series of episodes will be just catching up, and then we'll see if there's any new stories that we can tell next time we get together.
Reminiscing about the past.
the nostalgia.
Oh my gosh. Wait, do you guys remember at school how those teachers came in and they were talking about their jobs? We just talked about Seeds and just ranted about it.
I'll
Let's play
It's
this.
horrible. What'd you say? Jennifer came in.
It's great. Yeah, thanks for having us, Alex.
Your boy
Yeah,
Nick
thanks for coming
here.
on.
Really
Again.
appreciate it. Hopefully we'll be back soon.
Right, Can We The Legend on YouTube.
Yep, he makes Dragon Blocks videos.
I do Dragon Ball Z games, even if they're Roblox or anything else, or just like any type. And I heard Caden made a fishing YouTube channel. I don't know if you started anything on it yet.
Did I? I haven't made a video yet, no.
Wow.
So what happened was I took a...
All right, let's close the stream.
I was starting to get equipment and stuff to record myself, and I had to take a trip to Wyoming for I guess you could call it a vacation, but also my grandma had heart surgery last year, so it's nice to get out and see her. So went out and saw her, and I haven't done anything with that YouTube channel. I actually forgot the name of it. That's how invested I was in that channel. So
Dang.
maybe next time I'll plug it, but
I'll put the link in the description
Okay.
in case you upload anything.
by the way, guys,
Okay.
this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. So
So that's a
Honey.
running joke that we've had on this podcast.
Yeah.
Where Jared is like, he like shills for Raid Shadow Legends, and he's like, "Where's my money? I still have not gotten paid yet."
Where's my money? I want
funny.
it now.
Shit.
All right, this video is brought to you. Let's see how many sponsor spots we can do. This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
This video is
Squarespace, the ultimate place to make a website about fishing that you never do anything with.
This video is sponsored by Honey. You can get coupons and deals from anywhere as long as you use Honey.
I have saved no money with Honey.
Me neither. I tried it and I haven't saved anything.
I have gotten maybe like one good coupon code from Honey, like ever.
I got one like 4 months late.
I've got a script.
You got a script?
Oh my god.
Today's video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, one of the biggest mobile role-playing games of 2019, and it's totally free. Currently, almost 10 million users have joined Raid over the last 6 months, and it's one of the most impressive games in its class with detailed models, environments, and smooth 60 frames per second animations. All the champions in the game can be customized with unique gear that changes your strategic buffs and abilities. The dungeon bosses have some ridiculous skills of their own, and figuring out the perfect party and strategy to overtake them is a lot of fun. Currently, with over 300,000 reviews, Raid has almost a perfect score on the Play Store. The community is growing fast, and the highly anticipated new faction War Spoocher is now live. You might even find my squad out there in the arena. It's easier to start now than ever with Rates program for new players. And you get a new daily login reward
It is.
for the first 90 days. Okay, I give up now. I was almost done, but
You have another one, Alex?
Oh, what are some other
give
ones
me
that they
money,
do?
All right.
Raid.
This video is sponsored by Dollar Shave Club. For this, you can buy a $5 shave club thing and get a deal on it.
Dollar Shave Club. Just buy razors. It's like the same price.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN.
This video is sponsored by Tunnel Bear.
This video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Whether you're downloading torrents, watching an embarrassing amount of hentai, or you just don't want the government spying on you through your webcam, which they're gonna do anyway,
This
then
video
download ExpressVPN.
This video is sponsored by Audible. If you guys want to listen to your books online, then get Audible.
Audible is the perfect subscription to get if you want to pretend that you're gonna read a book.
Yep.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. If you guys want to learn how to do something, then just go to our website.
This video is sponsored by WD-40, Mike's favorite essential oil.
Oh, dude, we forgot to talk about that.
All right, this will be the shortest story.
Oh my
Mike
God.
had a bug spray that he made it himself. It's homemade bug spray, and he would not shut up about how it's made of 12 essential oils. Smelled good.
It did, but I don't know how well
it
it
smelled
worked.
like a Bath and Body Works.
It did. Yeah, so we recently had like this virtual party for Seeds this week, actually, and it was called Zoomapalooza, and
Why? All your work is in person.
I don't know, honestly, but we all got these boxes, and we were gonna do a cooking challenge, and we were challenged to cook with marshmallows, a can of beans, and Tabasco sauce. I don't know
Why?
Yeah, that's gross.
don't
That's like the worst combination.
if any of you know like any recipes to like make out of marshmallows, a can of beans, and some Tabasco sauce.
What kind of beans?
I
If you
think
do
any
that,
recipe
black
involving
beans.
those ingredients
Like
would
school
violate
black
the
beans.
Geneva
Ew.
Convention.
School black beans? It's nasty.
Yeah. Anywho, like no one went to this party, and
I can see why.
Don't you hate it when you're
And-
like the only one in a Zoom call with someone?
Jennifer like asked me like, hey, or I got asked by one of the Seeds like executives, I guess you could call it, like one of the top people. Hey, you going to the Zoomapalooza? And I was like, no, I'm not, because Jennifer told me I had to work during the Zoomapalooza. So I mean,
When was it?
yesterday or
Was it like during the
Thursday?
workday?
It was from 3 to 5. So it was during the work day. So I don't know
That doesn't make sense.
how they expected anyone to like tune in while at work, because we're out on the field
Everyone is
making money.
together in person.
Yeah.
So why would you have a Zoom call like during that?
Yeah. No.
Like
And
have
I've
the
got a lot of
meeting, but,
stories
in
like that.
person.
Like that. Next time. We keep trying to close this
Yeah, I
out, and we keep bringing up
keep trying.
like one more story.
Wow, it's just
one
like
more
that
story.
one time.
Just like that one
Um,
time.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll make one more just to end on a happy note, and I get made fun of this a lot. This is literally
We're gonna murder you.
This is the last one. All right. So, I'm pretty sure Alex is a Nintendo fan, right?
Yeah,
All right. So, well, I guess you were because you were
you're
playing.
sitting right next to my Switch.
Oh. Oh, you brought it over. All right, yeah. Well, anyways, he was playing his Switch, I'm pretty sure, in the car while we were on one of those hour drives at Seeds last summer.
Is this the Roadblock story?
And he was playing some Mario game.
Okay, this was not in the car, by the way.
It
This was
wasn't?
the day that we were going out on the boat. And we
Oh.
were waiting in that, like...
I thought you were in the car.
No, we were waiting in the hangar, whatever you want to call it, that building that we were in, while we were waiting for everyone to get there.
Oh, yeah, when
I
we
was
got the
playing
crappy
Mario
water
Maker.
bottles.
I was playing Mario Maker on my Switch, and I run into a block in the road, and Nick is looking
Nick.
over my shoulder, and he's like, "Look, it's a roadblock. Get it? 'Cause it's a roadblock." And it's the funniest thing he thinks he's ever said.
Dude, it was funny. There was a block in the road, and it was a roadblock.
So
It was. What was the thing? It's like orange, and orange is an orange. Also, it's a fruit, and it's orange.
But it's not
Nick-
funny.
It was funny.
So Nick
He
last
just
year
overused it.
would always find the need when he told a stupid joke and none of us laughed. He'd always tell us. He'd find the need to point out that was a good joke, and none of us had
It's
a
a good
sense
joke.
of humor.
It's a good joke.
So that also became a running joke between us. Whenever we'd tell a pun or like a dad joke, we'd punch each other in the arm, and it's a good joke, you know. And that's been a running joke for what, a year now.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Cade, that's enough.
So, also Jennifer, yeah, she called me Cade once, and now
This
these
is
two
the
think it's
meme.
funny to
It's a
call
meme.
me Cade, but little do they know that used to be my nickname. So,
I
I'm
can't-
okay with
I can't
it.
think of any memes with
You're
Alex.
okay with it?
I'm okay
Here.
with it.
See, he laughs at himself. That's not even funny.
I laughed.
It was fake.
It's funny because it's so bad.
Yeah,
Is there anything memes based around Alex?
I'm meme proof.
Alex is meme
I
proof.
mean, he is the
It's-
Benzie Beast.
I
I can't think of anything. Nothing.
can't.
Nothing at all.
I remember. Oh, me and Drew were talking yesterday.
I mean, he does go to Myers a lot.
Me and Drew were talking
Shut
yesterday.
the fuck up, Nick.
Yeah. If I get into a car accident on the way home, it's because it was by choice. I was trying to kill Nick. I just want you guys to know that. Anyway, Drew and I would, Alex and Nick would kind of get into it a lot last year while we were on the job sites. They weren't like the best of buds because some days they'd have to pick up slack for each other, which in any job you're gonna have to pick up slack for someone. But these
The
two
boardwalk
kind
was
of took
horrible.
it like to an extreme, like yelling at each other. So
Yeah, it got pretty bad on the boardwalk at one point.
little do they know, Drew and I actually had a bet going between the two of us as to who could stir the most shit between Alex and Nick on particular
God.
days.
Are you serious?
So we would walk
Wow.
into a room and tell like Alex, like, hey, Nick just complained about this about you. And Alex would go find Nick and complain like to Nick's face.
So what
and,
you're
like,
saying is you're a catty bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, we would stir the pot between Alex and Nick, and that would be our entertainment for the rest of the day, because they would sit there and argue over each other for hours, and Drew and I would literally that's all we would talk about at lunch is, so what did you tell Alex that Nick said? And I'd be like, well, I told Alex that Nick thinks he's picking up slack for him. So, what did you tell Nick? And he goes, dude, I told Nick that exact same thing. And I was like, well, shit, let's watch this shit go down. And we'd sit there
What was the bet?
and $20.
Screw you guys. Screw y'all.
So I did make some days. I'd call it about even between us. Me and Drew kept paying each other $20 on certain days.
I feel like I've been living a lie.
Wow.
I
And if
thought
you guys,
all of our fighting was organic.
if you guys don't, well, no, you guys wouldn't know. I'd probably say the worst job I was paid to do in my life is probably the boardwalk.
No, compost.
No, boardwalk's way worse, dude. Really? You think compost is worse?
I would take 2
Oriana-
weeks of boardwalk over a day of compost.
Are
Oriana
you
was fine though
serious?
because Adam always bought me lunch when we went there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's,
just-
that's true.
The boardwalk, like, we had to cover like 3 football fields long of boardwalk, and we had to scrub each plank super hard.
Well, once we got into the groove, it wasn't so bad. There's no groove with compost.
Well, I mean, Rob was water boy, so. But the smell of simple green and vinegar to stain your brain. What did Mike do for the first few days besides building the boardwalk?
Sat in the truck with the AC on.
So
that guy's such a scumbag.
I guess Mike kind of put me in charge of the group. I guess if I could say that.
Yeah, lover boy.
Would
bromance.
Okay. Anyway, I would walk up and tell Mike, "Hey, we finished this section of boardwalk. We're moving on to the next one." Every time I would get up there, Mike would either be sleeping with the AC on, just be sitting there looking at the ceiling of the truck with the AC on, or C, sitting there on the phone with either his fiance or Jennifer. Again, with the AC on. Just to get this clear.
Or he'd have his chair really reclined and have his hat over his face and fall asleep.
That too. I
went up to his car and I got so mad when he did that.
Just to put it in perspective for you, we were in a swamp. Okay, the mosquitoes were horrible.
Oh yeah.
It was what, like 80 to 90 degrees both weeks we were down there, so it was humid as well.
Very humid. It rained a lot.
So walking up on your supposed supervisor, and he's sleeping in a truck with the AC on. You know, it's not a good look. And he's getting paid to sleep with the AC on while we're down there working our asses off, scrubbing the boardwalk. So, I did try and talk to Mike about that, but it doesn't work when you try and talk to Mike, because Mike is another one of those people that anything he says, he believes. So, anything else?
So, like, what was his justification for that?
For that, like, oh, well, I'm making a lot of phone calls up here. I gotta do your guys' timesheets.
We do our timesheets.
Yeah.
He doesn't do the timesheets every day.
That's what he told me, and I was like, dude, you're not doing our timesheets. We're doing our timesheets. And he goes, well, I'll buy you guys, like, pizza or something one day. And
he bought a $5 pizza.
That's where the pizza came from, and the swimming
I would have
thing.
bought pizza if I could sleep in the truck with the AC on.
I mean,
yeah,
he's making enough money by just sleeping.
I'll
to
buy
a
10
pizza.
pizzas if I get to spend the entire week in the truck with the AC on.
Yeah.
While getting paid. Because
Yeah.
you're probably earning more money than you pay for the pizza, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's profit. That's how you make
and
profit.
he gets paid more than us.
That's a better business model than Seeds.
Do you guys
That's
know how
way
much
better business
Do you guys know
model
how
than
much
Seeds.
the leaders even made? I know.
I know.
I
This-
tried to ask
This
Adam.
is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's one of those people like don't ask about finances.
This year, the crew members made $11, and the assistant crew leaders, which we only had one, made $13. So I'm guessing the crew leaders made somewhere around $16 an hour. Which I think everyone got $1 pay raise this year. So
Why didn't Adam just say that? What's so bad?
probably $15 an hour. Around there.
Yeah, I mean $15 isn't something to like get defensive over.
No.
I would have thought it was higher.
Yeah, I would have said it.
I
even
would
though
have
he'd
said
probably
like,
already known.
I would have said like 20.
Just say I get paid $30 an hour.
Yeah.
No, if I had to guess how much the team leaders get paid, I would have said something close to $20 an hour.
Mm-hmm. It's probably on the website.
I know Mike said that he gets paid a lot more. But anyway, we gotta close this out.
Yeah, we've
literally
said
been
that
4
about
hours.
5 times. So
We said like an hour and a half ago that we were gonna close this out.
yep, I think we said it like the
One more
2-hour
story.
mark.
No, I'm kidding.
All right. Any closing remarks?
No,
Subscribe to Raccoon the Legend on YouTube. RACKOONE, the Legend, all spaces.
Subscribe to r/alpha male types on Reddit.
Yep. Check out the fresh memes. If any of you want the template, just post, make a text post in the subreddit asking for a picture of Mike, and we will get one. We'll get one on there, and
We'll curate one.
We'll try and get a Photoshop challenge going for Mike there on that Reddit. Little challenge to see who will win every week, probably Saturdays or something. So
I was gonna say some to go to his Facebook page and the Michael Jordan video.
Oh, his Facebook.
Let's not send anyone to his.
Yeah,
Facebook
I know. I was
page,
joking, but I'm saying that'd be horrible. We haven't even given his last name.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
That's all I've got to say.
That's terrible if we do that.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks
I'm
for
sure we'll
coming
be
on.
on.
Toodles.
Sure, we'll be on sometime else. So.
Huggy wuggy.
Thank you for listening to Bold of You to Say. If you like today's show, please consider leaving us a review, sharing with your friends, and of course subscribing so you don't miss the next episode.